Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going? Welcome to the channel, and I am here for another versus video for you guys. Now, for this versus video, we'll be comparing two albums by two bands that are in the modern rock scene or alternative metal. I've heard some people say that these bands are not really rock because I think some people say that these two bands are a little too heavy to be considered rock. So some people might say that they're alternative metal, which is a fair thing to say, but I would still label them as hard rock bands, but rightfully so, of course. But anyway, the two albums that we will be comparing in this video are both the third album from each band, and the albums that we will be comparing are Breaking Benjamin with their album Phobia, and Red with Until We Have Faces. Now, this one is kind of challenging because I really like both bands, Red and Breaking Benjamin. I think both these bands are just some of the best modern rock bands, some of the best rock bands that came around in the 2000s. But let's first go ahead and talk about the album Phobia from Breaking Benjamin. I think this album is fantastic. I mean, it's probably my favorite Breaking Benjamin album, with Dear Agony being a close second. This album, I feel like this album really has everything that the band does right. It has some of their best songs as well. The Diary of Jane, I mean, this is a fan favorite Breaking Benjamin track at this point. You also got songs like Evil Angel, which is one of my favorite Breaking Benjamin songs without a doubt. You got Until the End, Here We Are, which I know some people are not really too fond of that song, but I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty good track. You got Unknown Soldier, which I think is kind of underrated. Then you have Had Enough, another really good song. But yeah, this album is just really solid, and I think it's Breaking Benjamin's best. I mean, it has some of their best songs, and I mean, there's just no going wrong with this album. This album is basically an essential if you if you're into 2000s hard rock, of course. But yeah, this album, it's excellent. But as for Until We Have Faces by Red, this is definitely an album that I think is very good. I mean, this is an album that, I do have some memories with. I mean, I have memories with both albums, Phobia and Until We Have Faces, but there's just something so significant about this album, and the memories I've had with it, listening to some of these songs back in the day. It's not Red's best album. That is something I will say, but I do think it is a pretty strong album. I mean, you got songs like Feed the Machine, which is one of their heaviest songs. You got Faceless, Let It Burn, Buried Beneath, Hymn for the Missing, one of their best ballads, in my opinion anyway. That's a real emotional song. But then you got songs like Best Is Yet to Come, which I've never been the biggest fan of this song. I think it's one of Red's worst songs, to be quite honest. I don't know what it is about it that's just so forgettable, and I've just never been crazy about this one. I've never, been the biggest fan of that song, but I can't say that it's terrible, though. It's not a terrible song that it's just, unlistenable. It's just not all of that interesting. It's not as interesting as the other songs on the album, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, both these albums, very strong albums, but if you had to make me go with the one I prefer of the two albums, I would have to go with Phobia from Breaking Benjamin. For some obvious reasons, I do think this is Breaking Benjamin's best album, and I don't think that Until We Have Faces is Red's best album. That's my opinion anyway. And Phobia just has stronger songs overall. Now, I would say that I do like Red more than Breaking Benjamin, as a whole, like as bands. But when it comes to these two albums, I gotta go with Breaking Benjamin's side here. I mean, Phobia is a fantastic album, and I don't know. I just think it's a lot better than Until We Have Faces. I think everything about it is just really well made, but both albums are very solid, don't get me wrong. They're both very good, so for this versus video, this album here, Phobia, this album wins for me. So let me know what you guys think. Which album do you like more? Phobia by Breaking Benjamin or Until We Have Faces by Red? Feel free to let me know in the comments. So with that being said, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and take care.